This year is the 10th consecutive year of unprecedented blockade that's imposed over Gaza. This blockade is unprecedentedly imposed since the year 1967. It has very, very serious impact and consequence on the different aspects of daily life of the Palestinians who are protected under international law in the Gaza Strip. Blockade is not only a collective punishment outlawed under international law, it is also a process of de-development, as if you are taking Gaza, this piece of land, and throw it backward 30 or 40 years. This means that they are sieging the future of a whole nation with the different generations of the Gaza community. There are many farmers, owners of the land in the ARA access restricted areas are denied access to their land, to their homes. This land constitutes some 17% of the overall area of the Gaza Strip. They have been subjected to many violations, shootings, banning them to reach their land. This land is very rich agriculture. It constitutes some 39% of the agricultural area of the Gaza Strip. Fishermen as well also have been and still subject to complete denial sometimes to reach sea to practice their profession. Usually they are being arrested, their boats are being confiscated, destroyed, their equipments, fishing equipments also on many occasions have been destroyed. Sometimes the fishing zone reached the zero area, and sometimes it could reach up to 6 nautical miles, which means that it's not the good area for fishing. Now, more than 90% of fishermen in Gaza are almost unemployed and living in poverty. Gaza situation is very deteriorating. Some 60% of Gazans are unemployed, 40% are living under poverty line. Complete denial sometimes of different categories. Patients, for example, cancer patients, half of them are denied access to their hospitals. As you know, Gaza don't have the proper therapy for patients, cancer patients, and the only way is to pursue medical treatment in Augusta, Victoria, and Jerusalem or other hospitals. When it comes to cancer patients, time is being calculated with sometimes hours, not only days or weeks. And when they are denied access, this means that they could not have the medication because Gaza lacks that treatment. And sometimes patients, when they go to the hospitals and returned back to Gaza, then they might be denied to exit Gaza, which means that the whole protocol will collapse, and then they are in real dangers. Many has died because they denied access. Students, university students from Gaza, also denied access to their universities. In the 80s and 90s, in Birzeit University, for example, some 40% of the Birzeit University students at that time were from Gaza. Now it's 0 students because of the complete denial of university students to pursue their study in what has been recognized in Oslo to be one territorial political unity, West Bank and Gaza Strip. Electricity cuts has been intensified recently, and only 4 hours of supply is being provided for Gazans. This means that most of the times Gaza is in a blackout, and consequently drinking water is also in a very real shortage when it comes to housing units. Gaza most of the buildings are multi-story buildings, which means that in the absence of electricity, the cost of electricity, drinking water definitely is in a very serious problem for the different housing units. 3 wars in less than 6 years. The last offensive over Gaza was in the year 2014. Victims in Gaza are further than ever to achieve the minimum requirements for reparation, for justice, and they cannot pursue justice through the Israeli legal system with the Amendment number 8 of the State Liability Law, which makes it mission impossible for victims in Gaza to pursue justice through the Israeli legal system. There are now some 30,000 displaced in the Gaza Strip as a result of the recent offensive, who has not yet been returned back to their homes. Their homes has not yet been reconstructed because of the severe restrictions on the construction material to be allowed to Gaza. The GRM mechanism has proven to be complete failure. And again, the situation is very deteriorated. Gaza now is being viewed to be in deep humanitarian crisis. I believe it's pure political case and should be addressed politically. Human rights are being violated. International law also is being violated, and it's a moment of the truth. This closure that's imposed over Gaza should be lifted immediately.